In a world completely overrun by the undead zombies, the only way for a fragile boy to survive is by sticking to a brutal set of rules. The moment you break a rule, you become lunch. But what happens when the ultimate rule is the one that forces you to choose between your life and your heart? Welcome back to the channel, D Billionz family. Today, we're tearing into Zombieland. Lock your car doors, check the back seat, and let's get straight into it. The story begins in Texas, where a guy named Columbus is at a gas station. He's just trying to use the bathroom, but he notices a bloody fingerprint on the door. Just as his instinct screams, "Wait a minute!" he steps back right as a creature bursts out of the stall. Columbus immediately starts running, and the noise attracts a second one that joins the chase. Most people would panic, but Columbus has been doing cardio. He reaches his car, but in the heat of the moment, he drops his keys. Instead of fumbling on the ground like a victim, he does another full lap around the parking lot. It's all about maintaining the distance. He finally gets in, fastens his seatbelt, and drives away. But the nightmare isn't over. A monster suddenly appears in the back seat. As it tries to attack him, Columbus struggles to keep it back, causing the car to swerve and crash into a building. The impact sends the creature flying straight through the windshield. Columbus is lucky he had that seatbelt on. The threat is still moving, so he takes care of it through the window, then gets out for a second shot. This is rule number 2, the double tap. As he sits down to rest, the sheer terror causes his stomach to completely fail him right into his pants. That's gross. The next day, Columbus continues his trip on foot. He's following a new rule, travel light. He's heading to Ohio, hoping his shut-in parents are somehow still alive. Suddenly, he sees a strange black truck approaching. It has white threes painted on it and a massive cowcatcher on the front. Columbus moves out of the way, and the driver, Tallahassee, steps out. Both men stare each other down with weapons drawn. Columbus makes a gesture for a ride, and Tallahassee allows him in. But Columbus has learned. He checks the back seat first. He tries to chat, but Tallahassee tells him he doesn't do friendship. A brief flashback shows why Tallahassee is the perfect companion. He handles the infected like he's the real monster. However, he has an obsession. He needs to find a snack called a Twinkie. Who else loves Twinkies? I love them. After hours of traveling, they find a crashed company truck. Tallahassee wants to check it, so Columbus limbers up, Rule 18, just in case. They open the truck, and snacks pour out, but there are no Twinkies. Tallahassee is absolutely furious. Later, they look for a restroom. Columbus checks every single stall before doing his business. He admits he has a severe phobia of clowns. He even sees one climbing under the door, but it's just his vivid imagination. Then he remembers how it all started. Before the outbreak, he was a recluse living next door to a girl named 406. She came over crying because a sick man bit her. He lets her stay, they fall asleep, and he wakes up to find her completely transformed. She chases him, he traps her leg in a door, and she follows him all the way to the bathroom. Columbus tries trapping her with a shower curtain, but she pierces through it with her tongue. No, this is where it gets disturbing. He hits her with a toilet cover and eventually stops her permanently. That trauma inspired the double tap. In the present, the duo has to move cars to keep traveling. They talk about intimacy, and Columbus lies so he doesn't look like a loser. On the road, they see a creature eating a body, and Tallahassee just hits it with his car door while driving. Sometime later, they reach a supermarket. Tallahassee arms himself and plays a banjo to lure the monsters out. He beats one with the banjo, hits another with a bat, and finishes a third one off in the back. While looking for Twinkies, they find Wichita, who is begging for help for her sister, Little Rock. Columbus leaves the door open, Rule 22, and they follow her. Little Rock looks like she's been bitten. Tallahassee agrees to put her out of her misery, but Wichita asks for the gun to do it herself. Suddenly, both girls turn the guns on them. It was a brilliant hustle to get their weapons and their vehicle. The sisters leave them stranded. As the guys walk through town, they find another car, and Tallahassee starts it up in frustration. Moments later, they find a better vehicle, remove a pair of decaying arms from the wheel, and find a bag of weapons in the back. Tallahassee paints a "free" on the door and they head back out. During the trip, Tallahassee reveals that his dog was the most important thing to him, but it was lost to the infected. He says they must enjoy the little things, which Columbus adds to his rules. Hours later, they find their original car abandoned with "help" written on the door. Tallahassee investigates, only to find Little Rock hiding in the back seat. She fires a warning shot and makes Columbus honk the horn so Wichita can join them. This time, they keep the guys in the car and all leave together. A flashback reveals the sisters have been scammers since long before the outbreak. Wichita would distract target marks with a fake lost ring scam to take their money. In the present, Little Rock gets distracted, and Tallahassee gets his gun back. Another standoff happens, but Columbus finally snaps. He convinces them that cooperating is the only way to survive. Little Rock explains they're going to Pacific Playland, an amusement park that's supposedly clean. Columbus is crushing on Wichita, but she tells him Ohio is a ghost land. Columbus realizes his parents are gone. Wichita feels bad and agrees to give him a ride. Later that night, they chat and bond. When they find a truck for Columbus, he chooses to stay with them instead of going to Ohio. They stop at a store for food. Columbus wants to impress her, but his rule says, "Don't be a hero," so Tallahassee goes in first. He takes down a monster, calling it "Kill of the Week." Inside, Columbus puts on cologne to impress Wichita. Tallahassee mocks him, Columbus puts perfume on him in return, and soon they are all breaking things in the store for fun. They become friends and eventually reach California. They grab a map, handling a few threats on the way, and break into Bill Murray's mansion. Wichita is excited, but Little Rock doesn't know who Bill is. Tallahassee is upset there are no Twinkies, so Columbus and Little Rock watch Ghostbusters. Suddenly, a pale, pacing Bill Murray appears. Wichita hits him with a golf club, but he screams like a human, he's just wearing movie makeup to avoid being targeted. They all hang out until they decide to prank the others. Bill enters the theater making horrific noises, and a startled Columbus shoots him. The legend passes away, regretting only the movie Garfield. They give him a proper send-off and throw the body off the balcony. At dinner, Tallahassee reveals his dog was actually his young son. He breaks down, using money as a handkerchief. Later, he teaches Little Rock how to shoot, while Wichita and Columbus share stories. Wichita invites him to dance, and they almost kiss, but Tallahassee interrupts. Wichita admits she likes him but is too scared of the attachment. The next morning, the sisters have left again. Columbus decides to go after her. Tallahassee takes pity and gives him a ride. Meanwhile, the sisters reach Pacific Playland. They turn on the power, and the lights attract every threat in town. The sisters are chased and manage to get in their car, but the horde breaks the windows. They speed up and jump off the car as it flies into the water with the monsters. They run to the blast-off ride, firing at the crowd as they go up and down. They run out of ammo and have to kick them off. At that moment, the guys arrive and plow through the crowd. Tallahassee tells Columbus to go save his girl while he lures the horde away. Tallahassee locks himself in a game booth, taking down every single threat with elite precision. Columbus handles his way into the haunted house and uses a ride to hit the monsters. He faces a zombie clown, confronting his greatest phobia. This is the 1 billion IQ move from him. He breaks the hero rule and smashes the clown's head with a hammer. He saves the sisters, Wichita tells him her real name, and they share a kiss. Tallahassee finds a box of Twinkies, but they were destroyed by bullets. The sisters prank the guys one last time, making it look like they want to drive away, then throw Tallahassee a perfect Twinkie. They all drive off together, finally a family. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to support this channel. Wait, don't click off yet, just give me a minute. There is a deep psychological lesson in this movie that most people completely look past. Columbus survived the end of the world by building a fortress of strict rules to keep himself safe. But in doing so, he almost forgot how to actually live. His rules weren't just a survival guide, they were a prison keeping him entirely alone. The sad truth about real life is exactly the same. If you spend your whole life hiding from the risk of getting hurt, you're not surviving. You're just dying slowly in a safe room. The real victory at the end of this journey isn't that they beat the horde. It's that they finally found people worth breaking their own rules for. Stop building walls around your heart just to feel safe. A life without connection is just an apocalypse of one. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and officially join D Billionz family. Stay sharp. See you in the next video. I'm out.